Change is one of those things that's just a constant in life, right? Whether it's a small tweak at work or some massive shift in the world. But how we deal with that change, well, that's everything. Today, we're going to break down a super simple story with a really profound message about exactly that. Who moved my cheese?
So let me just ask you this straight up. What do you do when the thing you rely on, the thing you've built your whole routine and sense of security around, suddenly vanishes? It's a tough one, for sure. And the story we're exploring today offers a pretty fascinating way to think about the answer.
All right, so let's get into what makes this story tick. It's all built around two super simple but really powerful ideas. First, you've got cheese. Now, this isn't just about cheddar or Swiss. Cheese is a stand-in for whatever it is you want out of life. Could be a great job, a happy relationship, money, good health, you name it. And then there's the maze. That's simply where you look for your cheese, your office, your community, your career path, you get the idea. Now, the story follows four little characters as they run through this maze, all looking for their cheese. And what's so brilliant about it is that these four characters, they basically represent the different parts of ourselves, how we react when we're faced with unexpected change. So on one side, you have the mice, Sniff and Scurry. They keep things simple. They've got great instincts, and they are all about taking action. Sniff, well, he can smell change coming from a mile away. And Scurry, he just gets going, no questions asked. Then you have the little people, Hem and Haw. They're more like us. They've got complex brains filled with all sorts of beliefs and emotions. And while that can be a good thing, it also means they tend to overthink things and let fear get in the way of adapting. And for a while, man, life was good. Like really good. All four of them stumble upon this place they call Cheese Station C, and it is just packed with a massive supply of their favorite cheese. They were happy, they felt successful, they were totally secure, they got comfortable, They built routines around it, thinking this cheese would just be there forever. But you know how stories go. One morning, they show up at Cheese Station C, expecting their daily reward, and they discover everything has changed. The cheese is completely, totally gone. And Hem, one of the little people, he just loses it. He's in total disbelief, he feels angry, like a victim, and just yells out, "Who moved my cheese?" To him, he was entitled to that cheese, and he just can't wrap his head around it being gone. And this is where things get really interesting, because the way they all react is like night and day. Sniff and Scurry, the mice, they're not even surprised. They had noticed the cheese supply was getting smaller, so they just lace up their running shoes and immediately head back into the maze to find something new. But Hem and Haw? Oh no. They were completely unprepared, just frozen there in shock, complaining about how unfair it all was. And here's the thing, right? This is a really crucial point. For Hem and Haw, that cheese wasn't just food. It had become their whole identity, their security, how they measured success. Their entire lives were built around it. And the more important that old cheese was to them, the tighter they held on, making it pretty much impossible to even think about moving on. So, days are ticking by. There's still no cheese. And while Hem just gets more and more angry and stuck in denial, something starts to shift inside of Haw. He's starting to see that just sitting around, waiting for the old cheese to magically reappear, well, that's just not going to work. Finally, Haw just hits a wall. He's weak, he's frustrated, and he has this incredible moment of self-awareness. He actually laughs at himself at how ridiculous they've been, going back to the same empty spot every single day and expecting a different result. And he realizes it's not the situation holding him back, it's his own fear of the unknown. And that's when he scribbles his first piece of wisdom on the wall of the maze, a question that totally flips the script for him. What would you do if you weren't afraid? That one simple question is the key that unlocks the door, giving him the courage to leave Cheese Station C and head back out into the maze. Okay, so with this new mindset, Haw ventures out into the maze all by himself. And as he learns and grows, he leaves behind these little nuggets of wisdom on the walls. The book calls it the handwriting on the wall. He's hoping that maybe, just maybe, his friend Hem will see them and decide to follow. And you know what? The first thing he realizes is kind of a shock. Just taking a step, any step in a new direction, feels so much better than just sitting around in that hopeless, cheeseless station. The act of moving forward, it creates its own energy. He also has this huge aha moment. The stuff he was imagining in his head was way, way scarier than the actual maze. The second he pushed past that fear, he felt this incredible rush of freedom. It was liberating. He even finds a few little pieces of new cheese here and there, and he actually races back to offer them to him. But his old friend just refuses. He wants his old cheese back, the cheese he was used to. It's a really sad moment, but it teaches Haw a vital lesson. You can't find what's coming next if you refuse to let go of what's already gone. Now, this next lesson is huge, absolutely huge. Looking back, Haw realizes the cheese didn't vanish overnight. Not at all. It had been getting old. The supply was shrinking. I mean, the signs were all there. He and him had just chosen to ignore them because life was comfortable. The mice, on the other hand, they were always sniffing around, noticing the little changes, and that's exactly why they were ready to bolt. So, after all this struggle, after facing down his fears and changing his perspective, Haw's journey pays off, big time. He rounds a corner and discovers Cheese Station N, and it is filled with all kinds of new, amazing cheeses, more than he'd ever even dreamed of. And guess who he finds there, already enjoying themselves? You got it, Sniff and Scurry. So, what's the big takeaway from Haw's whole adventure? Well, the core message is actually really simple, but so powerful. Change is gonna happen. The cheese will always move. The secret to happiness and success is just to move with it.
And really, everything he learned is summed up perfectly in this final message on the wall. This is pretty much the roadmap. Expect change, keep an eye out for it, adapt to it fast, let go of the old stuff, and, most importantly, try to enjoy the adventure of finding new cheese, because it is always, always out there.
And that, of course, brings this whole thing right back to you and me. We all have a little bit of these four characters inside us, don't we? Sometimes we're like Sniff and Scurry, ready to spring into action. Other times we're totally Hem, dug in, resistant, and afraid. And hopefully, we can learn to be more like Haw, the one who faces his fear, learns to adapt, and finds something even better on the other side. So the question I want to leave you with is this: the next time your cheese gets moved, who are you going to choose to be?